What's happening? Adam Dory here. Episode 30, a little off of schedule here, and we're on a Sunday, and we're playing against the NFL. So probably a tough sell, but you can watch this in the future. So tell your friends, share the link around. It's going to be super cool. Either way, we're going to have a great night. I got Jacob Kronk on tonight, who I called Jaycobe for an entire year, and luckily he corrected me on that, which was cool. But guys, out of the 301 streetcars. This is going to be super cool. He's got a truck that they call the silverback C10. So that's going to be awesome. It's been cold as hell in South Dakota, -6 right now, and I'm in the coldest room of the house. So we'll see how this rolls here. I do have a little heated floor mat that Stevie got me for Christmas, so thanks to her. Quick update on my stuff. This car, the Malibu, is back running again. It does have a new engine that I did for it. It's 366 cubic inch LS2. Should be like 12-1. Nasty little street car, but back to NA on that thing. So working on a ton with it going down, but it is going to be super cool. And that said, no, Dan, no more snow, just cold. It's like wringing what little moisture is in the air out of it, and it's like real nothing. Just, easy. It was 65 here today. I don't know who you are, but screw you, pal. That said, without further ado, guys, Jacob, fresh from California and straight out of bed because you're working nights. So good morning, and thanks for joining us on That's Cool Drink. And, dude, you're episode 30 out of the 301 streetcars. And dude, you've got a lot of history in drag and drive stuff. And like I was telling you kind of, in the background, I try to get into a lot of the history with this. And like, dude, you grew up in this. So this one's going to be a cool one to kind of run through for me. But yeah, like, let's just jump right into it, dude. Little baby Jacob, right? Yeah. I mean, son of Hank, right? So, and we've talked to Hank already. So you have an idea who Hank is, but like, when did you know, like, you were like, dude, I'm screwed. Like, I'm going to be poor and I'm going to do this stuff for the rest of my life?
It was about when I was like 14 or 15. My dad went and bought another Mustang. He'd been out of it for a while, and he decided to go buy that. And at that time, we got that thing kind of going. He's like, do you want to start building this thing and we'll race it or whatever? And I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. And then it just went from there.
Hell yeah. And that was, is that his current Fox body?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. And yeah, if you tuned into that one, and if you haven't, you can look back on these episodes in the past here currently on YouTube. And I think you can watch them on the Facebook page, That's Cool Drink Facebook page. And I'm uploading those slowly onto Blueberry as well. So you'll be able to see that stuff. It's going to be awesome. But so your old man brings home this Fox body, and you're like, all right, giddy up. Like, let's get this thing going. But like, how old are you when this is going down?
It's probably like 14, I think. Roundabouts 14.
Yeah. So, I mean, prime age to make dumb decisions, because now you're starting to make money.
Yep.
Too. So it's like, here we go. Is it about that same time frame that you bought the truck?
I think a year later. I was about 15, I believe, when I bought that truck, and I bought it for $800 from actually Carlos's son.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So, and the plan was really, it was just to drive it for a while, and then it just kind of progressed, and I got parts for Christmas and things like that, and
as things do. And the background here, I'll bring it to the front, and
yep.
Here's sort of the truck and some of the guilty parties.
Yep.
There, but tell us about the truck when you got it, kind of what you started with, and what you made it into.
It was really rough. It was bad. I mean, it was just a little 350 in it, and I drove it to school for a while. I drove it for a while, and then I ended up buying a car to start building this thing, and I brought it to um, some family members to do some body work to it, and we did all the body work to it, and everything just went over the whole truck and redid it all, and tore the motor out, and that was the start of it. So
And it was pretty much, I mean, for the like lack of a better term, kind of a frame off deal. Like you had the body off of it, and
yeah,
you were working all
yep,
around it, and so it's like it went from kind of like chicken shit to chicken
yeah,
salad
pretty much.
kind of overnight.
Yep,
I mean, not overnight. That stuff takes time, but I mean,
yeah,
you took some junk and you turned it into like some less junk.
yeah. I think it was like during summer sometime, and I went and stayed out there at our family's for like 2 weeks straight, and I did nothing but work on that truck to get the body work done. And I think at the time we already was working on the motor, but and it
And
was just an old boat motor that my dad had.
it was like this one here, just this big block.
Yeah, yep, that's it.
Hell yeah! And the obligatory turbo 400.
Yep,
So yeah, I mean, stout little combo. I mean, aluminum heads and stuff, obviously. And I mean, from where you guys come from, obviously, I mean, probably some nitrous involved eventually
yep.
on that deal because that's what you do.
Yeah, I ran it motor for just a minute, and then we ended up we had an old Pro Charger laying around, and we put it on there, and I drove it like that for a little bit, but it was hard on stuff, so we ended up pulling it off and redoing the motor and going nitrous with it. So
Nice. When you redid it, what was the combo at that point? Was it still
I would say it
stock
was.
cubes?
I think it was still. I think it was like a four something, 498 or something like that.
Okay.
So and then I ended up. I think after a while, it kind of just progressed. It just kind of little things at a time. We just did. If we pulled the motor, we did something little to it. If it just kept going.
That again, that's just kind of how
Yeah.
it happens. Um, but so how old a guy are you when you're sort of driving the thing and you know when you start getting down that path?
So I just turned 16, and we went to race week in it.
Okay.
My first when I turned 16, I went to race week. It was actually drag week at the time, and
Right.
so we did
Right.
that. I was 16 whenever we finally kind of got it all done and whatnot. So
And that was 14, I believe.
yeah, 2014, I think, something like that.
Yeah, and that was kind of the first. That was my first one, and that I was like, I was surprised to hear that was or see that was your first one because these
Yep.
stickers are
Yep.
14 stickers for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
14.
yeah, so that's super awesome. Like there's so many people that sort of came out of that one and have turned it into where it is now. Like
Oh yeah.
it seems like that was really the pinnacle of drag week, and really as it being a kind of a small deal. I mean, it was still pretty um, you know off the beaten path. You were someone if you finished one there. Now kind of everyone does them,
Yep.
but that was kind of the last of the gangster ones. But so yeah, you competed in that. L would have been what, big block naturally aspirated.
Yeah, I think it was NA is what I was running at the time. Yeah.
Okay, and that would have been like that whatever
Yeah, it was
498 or
498. Yeah, something like that.
nice. And then I'm sure, like you said, not long after that, you start dabbling in some nitrous. But do you remember what it ran naturally aspirated back then?
Um, I want to say real low 12, high 11s or
Okay,
something like that, maybe. Well,
yeah,
it wasn't too bad.
which is that's a respectable. I mean, big truck, big heavy truck.
Yeah, I mean, I think it weighed probably like 4,300 pounds or something like that or more.
Yeah, Ed Hohenberg says street race big block naturally aspirated. So
Yeah.
that makes sense. Ed, Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Um, so yeah, 16 years old. You're on drag week with your kick-ass big block truck. Like that's that's pretty awesome, man. And you do it with with your dad.
Yep.
I mean, not with him, with it because he had he drove his own car that
Yep.
year, I think, right? So,
Yeah, he drove his own car.
who did you have a co-pilot in this one?
Um, yeah, I want to say it was my dad's buddy Brian Neely at the time.
Okay,
So he was an older guy that my dad just kind of had come with me and kind of helped me with it. And I believe he drove the truck the first time down the track just to make sure everything was safe and whatnot. So
yeah, yeah. So that one entered, went through it. Any issues or anything on that first one for you?
I want to say I had some alternator problems and stuff like that, but nothing too serious.
Good, and that's cool. Drink.
Yep.
Shane Werner, who I had on a couple of weeks ago. Shane and Jessica are good peeps. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. Sweet. So you get through. That's awesome. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment as is. Like right out of the gate. You get through one and you finishing's winning
Yep.
at that point. So big ups for that. That's awesome. Oh, and drive shaft and shocks.
That's right. Yeah. I don't remember. I couldn't remember if that was that year or a few years later, but
Is that this one here?
I don't even know what I was doing there, to be honest with you. I think we were prepping to go to drag week or something.
It's funny because I dig through. I just dig through social media for these, and
Yeah.
and I pull up all these pictures, and it's hilarious because these early pictures, like you're underneath this stuff
Yeah.
more than you're in it or on it. Um, so I mean, I've been there, I get it, but that shit sucks a little
Yeah.
bit.
That would have been right there is where I broke the drive shaft and it had bent my rear shocks.
Okay, all right. So the drive shaft came out, and it did it like whip into the shocks.
Yeah, it hit the shocks and tore a bunch of stuff up.
Oh, perfect. Good times. But
But I
this
believe
is that
that
you
was a
there?
different year.
16?
Yeah. I think that was my second year
Okay.
because that was whenever it had the Pro Charger on it, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the letters are different on the back.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, that makes sense.
496 with a Pro Charger.
And 5 pounds. Okay.
Yeah,
And then that was the one you just said was
yeah, it
just
was
tough on
hard.
stuff.
It was always tearing something up.
How quick did it get with that combo?
I want to say I went. I want to say maybe I hit like a 1090 something.
Okay. All right. So same deal. That's like a full weight truck. Like,
Yeah, same thing, same setup, just different with a Pro Charger and everything.
do you remember what it weighed?
I want to say it was right around 4,300 or so.
God. Yeah. That's
It was an all steel truck. I mean, it had everything, still had everything in it. Bench seat. I mean, I didn't even have race seats in it or nothing.
yep.
And someone said 5,000. So
I think that's Hank.
yeah,
I think that's your dad. And he put on
so,
here earlier, "Oh man, dang." Sorry,
yeah,
Hank.
yeah. So
But yeah, so 5,000 pounds. I mean, it's making some poop,
hmm
for sure. And for sure getting to the point where you're breaking stuff because yeah, it's making poop and it's heavy. So um, and you said tens,
yeah, I think it went 1090 something.
which is yeah, again, dude, that's respectable stuff, and that's I mean that's pretty gangster stuff, and doing it next to your dad,
Yep.
doing cool stuff, and
I actually think right there is where it went in the tens somewhere, maybe.
okay, yeah. And I think that was drag week. God, I can't remember. 16,
Probably
maybe?
16. I would say 16.
Yep, probably 16. But yeah, dude, that thing's sweet. It's doing cool stuff for sure. And I mean, really, really respectable. going tens in that ride.
A heavy box.
Yeah, exactly. And I always say it's got the coefficient of drag of a barn door. So all y'all with slippery Camaros and Corvettes and stuff like that. I mean, it's a different game with something like this. And again, real life weight, 5,000 pounds of pickup truck. You could still put a friggin' trailer behind it and go tow the boat
Oh yeah.
to the dock with the thing. So, um, yeah, dude. So you're doing this, and you're getting through a bunch of drag and drives and stuff, and you're doing it with your friends and really relatively doing really well.
Yeah, not too bad.
Um, when do you jump to the next level and turn the truck into the silverback?
I want to say it would have been around the first year of Rocky Mountain. I want to say so. What 2017 or
So Rocky Mountain would have been 15.
15? Yeah, so maybe
Um,
around that time.
nice.
We
So
were
it
at a
was it was kind of quick. Like,
Yeah, we were at a dyno shop, and I can't remember his name. Dad will have to say, but we were there, and he had a motor out of a vehicle, or he built a motor for someone or for a car, and didn't pay for it, or something like that. Uh, my dad ended up deciding we wanted to buy that, and it was a five. I can't remember, five something, and that was whenever I got the first upgraded motor.
okay,
And we went. It was a nitrous motor, so we were nitrous at the time, and whatnot. But I want to say the motor ended up making like 800, 900 to the wheels or something like that.
wow.
Motor or something. So
Your dad says it's a 598
yeah, it was
or
a
a 565.
5.
That's probably, what that is. That's your dad, and that's Carlos. I'll bet you.
Yeah,
So yeah, some it's big. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, large big block Chevrolet on nitrous,
yeah,
and is that when you got serious with the suspension and put big tires and stuff on it?
yeah. That's when we kind of started upgrading other little things just to hold the power, which it's never really hooked up quite the way it should, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's a pickup truck. They're, you
When you got a
know,
big motor like that in the front, it's hard to get the weight to the back tire.
yeah, exactly. But you did it pretty well. Like it ran pretty good. How quick did it go with that big motor on nitrous?
Today the fastest time it's been was 8:30s.
Okay.
Is the fastest it's been with the big block and nitrous.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, that's cooking. That's getting with it.
I
And
actually think that was kind of somewhere in that area where it went the 8:30s, 8:40s or something like that.
the other thing I noticed with a ton of these photos is it's it's you and your dad. Like, I mean, in all of these, it's you and your dad. And when I talked to him, when I had him on here, um, yeah, man, it really solidified to me. Like, you guys live this stuff. Like, you live, breathe, and eat just wicked stuff, man. And you got some cool stuff, and I just love it. I think it's super cool, and I love that your family does it as a family. I think it's so cool.
Yeah, I always tell people like I don't discredit anybody that does Rocky Mountain Race Week, but I think, and I might be biased, but one of the people that do the most and try the hardest is probably my dad. I mean, he's gone above and beyond for himself and a lot of people.
For
So,
everybody, man. And I mean, anybody do with a
yep,
16-second car comes up and he's like, "Hey, I got this and this." You're like, your dad's looking for it. It's super
yep,
cool. And I just like, I love that. It seems like that nut didn't fall very far from the tree. Like, you're sort of that same dude, and Alan's sort of that same dude, and then like,
yeah,
I like as that I kind of grew up in that world too a bit. Dude, I appreciate that. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome that you guys do that, and I love seeing you guys every year.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that you kind of appreciate much more whenever, like, we've built everything we got. It's from the ground up. It's us. It's no one else. It's our friends, our family come over and help when it's crunch time. There's 10 guys over there working on one car, and then you just keep going, and but it makes it feel that much more special to you.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, 10 dudes finish a car quick, and then
Oh
you
yeah,
can take those 10 dudes to the next car and finish that car quick.
yep. You just
And
put
then
all
take
your
those
minds together.
next thing you know, you got 10 dudes with 10 running cars,
Yep.
and everyone's got a stake in it because everyone's done, they've done a piece of it, which is super cool. Like, I do a car club back in Denver, and we used to do Hot Rod Wednesdays. And it was just that. We go meet at someone's shop and go work on their cars, or pretty much, half of us would drink beer, the
Yeah.
other half would work on the car, but like you get some shit done
It's the
when you.
support.
I mean, it's anything. It's all
Yeah.
of it, man. I mean, you need every bit of it. And the dude sitting there drinking beer is still running and getting tools.
Yep.
So I think it's super awesome. Like I said, I dig you guys. I dig you especially because you know like I kind of got to watch you grow up in this a little bit. And
Yeah.
like I said, like I didn't even realize you went on 14 until I started looking back, and I was
Yep.
like, dude, like this cat and I started at the same place, but you were a
Yeah.
kid,
Yeah. I
like
was young.
a little kid. So that's very cool, and kudos to you, and that's cool. Drink, man. Clink.
Yeah. I don't know. It never fails that no matter how much time you give yourself, you're always working on it on the last day and putting it on the trailer. It just
Yep.
never fails.
And Ed Hohenberg says it perfect. I need 10 guys on one car instead of one guy on 10 cars. That's my life. But I'll tell you what, like I told you kind of in the intro here, I finally got this car running again. All three cars that are in South Dakota with me right now run, knock on wood. I mean, that's the first time in a long time. You know how cool it is to be able to even just move your shit
Oh
around the
yeah.
shop under its own power?
Yeah.
Uh,
Trust me. I wish that's the way mine was.
so tell us about it right now. Where is it at? Where's it going? When are we going to see it out again?
Hopefully, maybe this year we'll see. It's doing a big. It's going to be a lot of changes. Me and my dad and all of us, we've torn the whole body off of it, and the whole frame's gone. We're doing all tube chassis.
Okay,
It's going to I don't know, maybe in the near future put some fiberglass parts on it, get a little less heavy.
right,
Um,
right.
I have a 118 millimeter turbo for it.
Hell
Uh,
yeah,
so we're just
nice.
chipping away at it. There's a lot to do to it. I mean, it's a lot of work when you go that far with it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it changes from putting a street car on the racetrack to putting a race car on the street.
Yep,
Um,
it's
it's I mean, you just have to build it and build it right to be able to do that. And I mean, obviously, there's people that are doing it with a
yeah,
ton of success. So your dad is, I mean, one.
yeah.
So yeah, man. So that's going to be super cool. What's the ultimate goal with it? I mean,
I think
where are you aiming for?
I think at some point you kind of get bored at where you're at, and I mean it's just obviously everyone wants to go faster. I want to go faster, but I want to maybe win a few races.
Hell
You know,
yeah.
I've been competitive. I've I've done pretty good, and I've been first and everything like that. But I think it's time to move up, try and move on, go to the next level, maybe see what we can do with it.
Hell yeah. Like win win.
Yeah, like win big. We'll maybe win the whole race. I don't know. We'll see.
Hell yeah, dude. So I mean, spicy, low seven kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm hoping. That's what I
Hell
hope for.
yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Because, I mean, your dad's obviously, I mean, that car runs in the sevens.
Yep.
if your truck starts running in the sevens, then Carlos will really have zero excuse not to put nitrous on his car.
Yeah,
I
he got to
mean,
keep the wheels down first.
well, I'm just happy that he made it through an entire week. I was talking
Yeah,
to him at the hotel. I can't even remember. It was like Wednesday morning or something like that. And I was like, Carlos, dude, it's the first time I talked to you on Wednesday morning in like 10 years. How are you doing? And he
yep,
was, let's not get crazy now. I put like 700 valve springs in my stuff. But yeah, Carlos got to finish him one
yeah.
this last time.
That's a good feeling. Like there's been a lot of race weeks where I've been on and I finished, and my dad hasn't. It's like, man, it just sucks just to have him sit there and watch you move on while his stuff's broke. But
Well, and it's just
part
such
of
a
it.
different, it's such a different thing too. Like, because you're not gonna, especially with stuff that with that much wick pulled out. Like sometimes,
Yeah.
the bar eats you,
Yep.
and it is what it is. But man, if you can come back that next year or a couple of years later or whatever, and really bring something, that's admirable. I can't wait to see it.
You work so hard. It's nice to see it pay off whenever you just finish the race, and that's been the goal. That's the goal every time is to finish the race just completely.
Oh, and Jason Hurley says, "Bring it."
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm ready for it. I can't wait to make it happen. I can't wait to put an FAF sticker on your car
Oh yeah,
and
I'm ready
even
for that.
put you in the spot to where you can put it up against something like that. And that's where dude, even if you got you don't have all the bugs worked out and it's a 780 truck when you bring it out, and dude, Jason's went 7.0 or something crazy
Yep.
like that. But dude, you cut a light and he spins a tire or something. It's the
Oh
ultimate.
yeah.
You race it. It's the ultimate. That last day is super
Yep.
cool, and you can still win $7,500. So even if you show up and you don't have the quickest stuff, if you got something to bring to the starting line and you got a good program A to B, you might have something for someone if you can
Yep.
make it in that show.
Well, it's just that's something that you kind of check off your list is try and win something like that. I mean, it's a big deal.
Hell
But
yeah. And
you've done it for so long. I've from 14 to now it's 2024. It's been a long haul.
yeah,
So
you got 10 years and watching some big name dudes like that where you're thinking you're going to be on the same dance floor. And again, 14, we're talking Larry Larson
yep.
kind of stuff, and so, for me, that's the Pope of this. And yeah, that's a huge stride. And I'm
Yeah.
proud of you, dude. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
Drink.
it's definitely an experience to do all that. You
So
know,
whereabouts is the truck now? How close are you to
the
having it
frame the
back?
frame is pretty well built. The rear end's built up under it. Working on, I got Mustang struts and all that stuff putting on the front. Um, there's just he said he'd happy to lose to a square body or a
That's
Kronk.
right. Square body or a Kronk.
Yeah,
Either way.
but yeah, I mean it's coming along. The motor's mounted up in it. I need to pull the motor, get it, new cam, all that stuff put in it, and there's still a lot of work. I mean, there's a lot to it. I'm going full Holly injection. Uh,
Totally.
I mean, it's going to be a really nice truck whenever it's done.
And same basic architecture right now. You got your whole crew in here, which is super cool. So used to be a 598, is now a 565. So
Yeah.
will be the same 565.
Yes. Still be a
Um,
565 with a 118 millimeter turbo.
Sweet. Hell yeah, dude. Hell
So
yeah. And Chris Phillips says that truck's been his favorite truck on a race week truck.
yeah. So
So yeah, and he can't wait to
appreciate
see it back. And dude, same. I can't wait to see that thing back. And I'm for one super excited for it because again, the same as him. Like I've watched the progression of that thing
Yep.
into like, dude, serious race truck. I mean, 820, and I think it did it on at Vandermeer
Yeah, I think it was 830s or 840s at
or
Vandermeer.
whatever it was.
Yeah, it was at Vandermeer too, so in high altitude and
Yeah,
uh, yeah, so
and that's been a kind of an Achilles heel of the 301 streetcars dudes is figuring out Vandermeer.
yeah,
And so it's super cool that you showed up there, ran your personal best with a nitrous truck on the mountain before the place closed. So
yeah, it was pretty
you
cool.
got a little
Definitely,
bragging rights on a few of those other nitrous dudes that we put parts on in my garage.
yeah,
Just saying.
yeah, yeah.
But
It's definitely a cool experience, and like racing with JJ the boss and all that stuff is just a really cool
yeah,
experience.
talk about that. Like I didn't see a bunch about that. I know I knew I saw it kind of at the time, but looking back through your stuff, I couldn't find a ton of that. But how did that come along? Because you were actually on the show
Yep.
with JJ and stuff. And did you even win a couple of rounds?
No, I was out the first round, but it was
Okay,
kind of a deal where they picked it, and I believe the guy crossed the line. But I mean, it is what it is. His car's fast, and you know what? I got a heavy truck that's spinning down the road, and it's just, but it
but that's
happened.
how did it come about? Did they reach out to you and just say, "Hey, dude, like we heard you got a cool truck, bring it out"?
There was something online, and my dad had posted or sent it to me or something. Was like, you need to try and get into this or whatever. And so I emailed him and sent him the photos of my truck and all that. And then they picked my truck out of a bunch of other people, and so we went out there and raced, and the experience itself was cool. And so
Nice, dude. I like that a lot. That's
yeah,
awesome.
so
Um, what else do you kind of have coming up and coming in the moment here? Anything else?
not really. I know Dad's trying to get he's in a rush to get it done. I mean, it's it's kind of hard because I travel all year long, so I'm everywhere all over the world doing stuff, and so
Makes
he's got to work
building the
on
car
it.
hard for
Yeah,
sure.
it's hard, and when you're out here for so long and you get home, it's kind of hard to get motivation to do anything. But um, that and it's just I've been dealing with life a lot lately, and I got a kid on the way and things like that. So, but hopefully we'll get some stuff done on it and get it back out soon.
Well, congratulations on the up and coming
Yeah, I appreciate
little
it.
one.
I
So
don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
I mean, it's a thing. So
Yeah,
you're crash course, dude. You got
yeah.
16 years to get that kid to drag week.
Oh yeah, got a while.
I
Gotta start
mean, you
planning
got.
now.
It seems like a while, but 16 years goes quick. You wait. You
Yeah,
just wait.
yeah. So
Um, so I do have some questions that I like to run through here, and so I'm going to start kind of hitting those.
yeah,
Guys that are out there, hit us up with questions in the comment section as well. And dude, I don't think I've told you. Thanks for joining us here on a special Sunday night. That's
yeah.
cool, Drake.
Problem.
That's very cool. So this was a good one with your dad. What is the largest thrash that you have been a part of?
Um, I'd say probably his car. I mean, it's usually a thrash on his car.
Right.
Uh, and I mean,
If you
there's
guys
been
don't know, that's his Fox Mustang there on the left, and it's a small block Ford, big single turbo, right? Or is it twins?
it was twins.
Going to a big single.
Yeah, I believe it's a single now.
But I mean, bad and has run as quick as like 770 or something like that on
Yeah,
a little tire.
yeah. I think 770s or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's no joke, and when it breaks stuff hard. And if you haven't heard about it, go watch the Hank Kronk episode because that car was so badly hurt, and they drove it into Bandamere covered in ice and bush light. Like, can I mean, it's incredible
Yeah,
hearing that entire thing.
that was one of those. That was one of the thrashers right there. Was that day right there?
Yep, and working on this truck on the side of the road with a sandy shoulder,
Yeah,
changing lifters.
yeah. They're you get on some of those roads, and it never fails. You break down in the worst possible place to break down. It's never the you know. It can't be right next to an
Oh,
O'Reilly's or that was
Allen.
that. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I remember that we were cruising down the road, and I just heard something squealing. It started squealing, so I shut the truck off. We were rolling down a hill, and I found this little sandy side road, and I was like, "Well, better whip in there." So,
We'll fix it.
and it started. I think it was about to start storming. If I remember, it was about to start raining, and we were changing lifters, and it was yeah,
Yeah, in perfect conditions with a sandy
yeah,
shoulder, you're like dropping them on the ground, like, oh.
yep. Then you got to spray it all off. And,
Hell yeah.
yeah, motor's hot. I mean, you're trying to get it back running. Everything's hot. It's hard.
You are live, Alan.
So it's
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. And again, like if you want to hear that whole story, go watch that Hank Kronk. That's cool drink because he goes into it, and
yeah,
that shit was wild, man. That
yeah.
shit was
His
wild.
his too. I mean, like it's a lot of people thought like the whole ice thing was a show and everything, but it was the only way we could keep it cool, and
Yeah,
it was bad.
it had ballooned the radiator past the point of doing any actual
Yeah,
cooling.
it wasn't passing any fluids through
It
it. Hard.
wasn't doing anything anymore. So it like I mean, you just need to be able to move the fluid through it, and it could not do that.
Yeah,
So and it was custom enough, and it was already a borrowed one,
yeah,
and then it got screwed up, and it was enough that it like we just need to get it back.
yeah,
And yeah, so they did it driving down the road with ice on it. It's pretty awesome. It was very
yeah.
cool.
And that made for a long, long day. I know there was multiple times where my dad's like, "Just go ahead and get there, go ahead and get there." And I'm like, "I ain't leaving you.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna get
mean,
through this, and we'll figure it out."
yeah, exactly. If I have to tug you in with a rope, like
Yeah, we'll make it.
I'm, yeah, I'm bringing you with me. So yeah, good times, dude.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Um, tell me, and it seems to be a common theme with you 301 guys. So we'll see if this is even a thing. But tell me about the one that got away. What car did you sell that you never should have?
I ain't really had too many cars. This
Hmm.
is the truck. This is the truck that I bought and started with, and that will never get away.
It
So
seems to be a theme. Like
yeah,
unless you're Carlos and you flip yours over the wall three times,
yeah,
no one sells their stuff. It's unless and if they do, it passes between y'all.
yep. I mean, obviously, like my dad, back in the day, he's bought and sold shit, but he's the Mustang he's had since I was 13, 14 years old. So it's kind of been a thing that he won't get rid of, and
Yep.
my truck's not going nowhere. I mean, I've had a lot of memories in that thing, and
Hell yeah. And I like mine was my Monza, and I found that same exact car and rebought it, and
yeah,
it's now getting a 850 cage put in it because that's what you do with a car that's worth nothing is you
yeah,
put money in it.
put money in it. It's a
Yeah,
pit.
yeah. Check out my $50,000, $10,000 car.
Yeah,
What do you think? It's pretty nice.
yeah,
Yeah. Um, yes, ice cold beer does hit differently when it's minus 20.
yeah,
I'm not sure who you are, but thanks for watching in minus 20. It's only minus 7 here. And if you're on the RMRWers page, we've been racing density altitudes at tracks near you. And some of the Alberta, Canada people are like 5,400 feet under sea level currently because it's like 50 degrees below zero. But whatever. But if you're not friends with Rich Guido,
I seen his.
you need to see his stuff.
Yeah.
He is putting, so he has 2050 oil in his car because it has a large bearing clearance, because Boost needs a larger bearing clearance, as does nitrous. It just gives you a little more push or cushion, shock absorber, so it doesn't kill the stuff so quickly. So he runs a 2050 oil with a large bearing clearance. Well, it's been minus 40 there for like 3 days or 4 days straight. So he put some oil out there for 4 hours and tried to pour it. And it, like, you could almost cut it with a pair of scissors. It's crazy. And then somebody was like, well, put some synthetic out there. So he put some synthetic 530, same deal. It was like, I mean, it was terrible. So he was like, I can't, he's supposed to leave for sick week like now. He's like, I can't even drive my car. Like, I don't even know if it runs. So, yeah, good times. But
Yeah.
um, what? Oh, yeah, there's Ed Hohenberg, minus 4,200 right now. Ed, go out there and spool something up. Motor Honey, says Ed.
Yeah, Motor Honey.
Yeah, exactly, man. First year we went to Julesburg. On the way there, stopped to help you change lifters on your truck in the middle of that big thunderstorm.
Yeah, that was.
You did it all yourself with a little bit of guidance.
Yeah, that was the day that it started getting ready to pour down on us, and you're just trying to hurry up.
Gosh, I remember that. And we got a ton of rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm a wipers guy, but
I don't got no wipers.
yeah, not everyone's
Rain-X.
not everyone's a wipers guy. Yeah, a lot of guys are Rain-X guys. I'm a wipers guy, but I'm also a heater guy and a defroster guy.
I always get made fun of that. They just kind of joke about it because when I first got radials and stuff for my truck and put them on, it'd be raining outside, and I'd be, driving down the road 50, 60 miles an hour, and they'd all joke at, laugh at me, like, you're going to end up crashing that thing. I'm like, I'm just driving. So.
Hell yes. All right. Stack of money. I hand you, here's unlimited money for you. But you have to buy a drag and drive car. You have to buy a current built someone's car. Whose car are you taking out of the garage?
Like right now, or as it like in the years?
Your call. Your call.
I'd say Doug Klein's car.
Oh, dude, good. I think that's my first answer with that one. That's a good answer.
I've loved that car since I've ever seen it.
Yep. That car is, if you don't know the car, and he sold the car.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have that car anymore, but it was a 69 Camaro body. It was a Larson chassis. So it was basically a Larson car at the time. But it was all metal. It wasn't all steel, but it was all metal.
Yep.
It had like an aluminum hood and like aluminum fenders and stuff. It was wacky and awesome, and that car ran good. I think he went six. It's like a 660 car, 650 car. It's pretty wicked. But I'm with you. That's the first time I've heard that one. That's a damn good answer.
Yeah, I want to say it was like 650s at 200 and something it been, but that was the coolest car to me.
Yeah, and just yellow, or I'm sorry, orange. Yeah, orange. That car was wicked, and he took it out for the first Rocky Mountain Race Week on an open trailer, and the dude's like a landscaper, in like Pennsylvania or something. And so he towed on an open trailer this beautiful Larson chassis, aluminum front clip, and I think it had steel everything else, and maybe aluminum rear deck lid.
Yep.
But yeah, and took it out on an open trailer to Colorado, and I think came in second to Larry, or maybe third, something like that. But
second, yeah,
that car is wicked. I mean, bad. Yeah, I like it. Good answer.
Me and my dad actually came across someone that actually bought that car.
No kidding.
Yeah,
No
and he
kidding.
was I think he was building it and was going to sell it again or something like that. But yeah,
I was yeah.
I'd probably go bankrupt for that car. That car is just all around sweet.
It's such an icon.
Yeah,
Like it would be cool to have that car.
but honestly,
And
the car made itself because of Doug. I mean, Doug was the one of the nicest, coolest people you'd ever meet in your life.
yep, just down to earth dude and wore boots, like work
Yeah,
boots, and just yeah. I mean, he even stuffed that car in the sand.
he'd give
And
you the shirt off his back. I
oh
mean,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, stuffed his car in the sand at the top end of Bandamere, and then just grabbed a backpack blower and blew all the rocks and stuff out of his turbos, and just
yep.
I mean, that's
I,
just the guy he is, and he's like apologetic. He's like, man, I'm so sorry that I screwed the
yeah,
track up. Like, dude,
but
you
it's
just
no big deal.
yeah, no, I mean, shit, yeah, cool, good
Yeah,
dude, good answer. Dino Cardella, who has the car they call Hot Carl, says that you should have said Hot Carl.
sorry.
It's like a '77 Ventura that it's a weird car, dude, but Dino is a weird dude, so it's a very good
Yeah,
mix. I'm gonna have Dino on sometime. He wanted to put a sticker in the sponsor pack sticker because he sponsored this last year, and it said "Spray me, Daddy." He's a nitrous guy. Those nitrous guys, you know how they are.
yeah. I used
But
to be there.
Matt and June were like, "You can't put a sticker that says "Spray me, Daddy" on my sponsor. Like, thanks for sponsoring, but dude, like, thanks but no thanks. So he was handing those out, and he put them on a couple of choice places at like hotels and stuff, and I would see them. Good, good
Uh,
stuff.
yeah, send me one. I'll put it on mine for sure.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, definitely get with Jacob. He'll put a Spray Me Daddy sticker on his car,
Yeah.
and then I actually covertly put a couple. When I say covertly, I got caught in the middle of it, but I was putting them on random import dudes' cars.
That'd be funny.
So yeah, they were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm putting the sticker on your car, and it says Spray Me Daddy." And you're
That's a
welcome.
good one.
And I put one on your wife's car about 5 minutes ago. So enjoy. What is your favorite overall ever been to racetrack?
Mm,
Stevie loves those stickers while you're talking, while
yeah,
you're thinking. Those, yeah, they're
uh,
good. There's still one on the Cadillac currently.
probably Bandamere.
Okay.
Bandamere was just cool. It was a nice place. It was really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm biased, but I like that answer.
Yeah,
But yeah, Bandamere's cool. It's a cool place. Again, it's a spot that um, historically, dude, 301 streetcars guys don't fare well at, and
no,
you
but
ran your best, and it's an iconic ass track, man.
yeah, it was very cool. It was one of the better tracks I've ever raced on.
And it's like Stevie says, it's a big boy track. I mean, it's just it is. They run a national event at it. They have grandstands for crying out loud.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's a big deal, and it's cool
yeah,
having your
I,
stuff.
yeah. I like that. I like the view, and the track itself was just nice, and it was a very safe setup track. I mean, it was awesome.
Hell yeah, nice. 2 for 2, man. Good
Yeah.
answers. I like it. I like it. Guys, throw up your questions that you want answered here right after. We are digging through my last bits here on my questions, so throw them up there. We'll go as long, like I said, as long as we need to go. We can just get through mine and be done too. Because this has been cool catching up with you, dude. Like I said, like
I
been a
got time
while since
off. I ain't got to work tonight, so
hell yeah, dude. Well, we won't take up too much of your damn time, but it's
no.
cool that you
All right.
you joined us for this. That was this has been a damn good time. So
Yeah.
um, on a drag and drive, trailer or no trailer?
I mean, faster you go, the more parts you need, if you ask me. So It just depends.
So
It's one more thing to have to worry about, but I'd say trailer, especially through the mountains. It helps if you got trailer brakes and stuff like that. It really
hell
helps.
yeah. No, it definitely does. I was wondering if you were going to say like there's an ET sort of like when I switched to this, I brought too much crap and a trailer made sense.
Well, it is. I mean, like in the bed of my truck, even having a truck, that was nice for the time being. But by the time you stick wheels and tires in there, and jack stands and oil and I mean all this stuff, I mean it eats up room quick. And you got a bed cover and stuff like that. It just makes it harder to get stuff in and out of there. Yeah. I mean,
And it's never like fully secure.
no.
So you got to figure out, are there a hotel that you're going to need to unload that entire thing into your room, and then your room's on the third floor or something stupid.
Yeah,
I get it, and like I've never done it with a truck, but I could imagine I'm kind of a, if I have the space, I'm going to use the space kind of guy. I would overpack my ass off if I just used a truck, and then I would cuss myself every day having to unload that thing.
yeah, it sucks. Like I had too much stuff and it just sucked load. And you never put things back the way you had it before.
Yeah, because you pack it perfect when you leave,
Yeah.
and then when you're packing up the night,
You're in a rush.
you're rushing because whatever, you want to go beat the Applebee's before it closes, or your dad just blew his radiator up
Yeah.
again, and you got to go help him with that. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'd definitely say a trailer is one of your better ways to go. And I don't know, we've seen a lot of cool trailers built and stuff, and I don't know if you've seen Mike's trailer since we've built it, but the way we set it up is really nice, and we plan to do the same to ours and everything. So
I saw some of his new stuff when I had him on earlier. So
yeah, so I mean, you
Tom,
learn as you go. You're never gonna have it right the first time you go.
no hell, and you learn every time. Every
Yeah,
single time, you're like, man, that was like that caught me off guard, or like I've never pulled this thing out once.
yep,
Like, and I've done 10 of these. Like, I'm never bringing that
yeah.
again. And then you're going to need that thing.
But then you need it.
Yeah, exactly. That's another sleeper right there. Bring a transmission for 10 years, never need it.
Yeah, then
Blows
you.
transmission up and didn't bring it that year. Tom Bagley, and I don't know if you watched this last race. This dude has a cool story. He flew over from the UK, bought a Fox Mustang with a turbo LS in it, sight unseen on Facebook Marketplace, flew in to that car, and then took it on race week. Wasn't entirely fast or anything, but a very cool deal. Like, just showed up to this car. Like, cool deal. So Tom wants to know, what chassis would you build if you didn't have the truck, knowing what you know now?
Um, I think a forever dream of mine was to have a 55 Bel Air. So probably
Bam, that's three. You are my dude.
yeah,
55 Chevy is my jam. I'm
yeah,
more of a 210. I want a low model car. I don't need all that chrome,
yeah,
but I dig on that. I dig on
yeah.
that.
I
Now,
think
would you want a post or a hardtop car?
hard top.
Okay, I want a post, so I'll send you all the hardtops.
Yeah. So I actually bought a 55 Bel Air off of Fred Colgan.
What?
Yeah,
I've been hounding him to sell me a freaking 55, and he won't
yeah.
sell me any of them.
He finally sold me one. I asked him multiple times, and because I looked for one for many a years, and I asked him. I mean, it's been a while back now, but he ended up selling me one.
No shit.
So I got one at the house that I plan on just making into like a pretty cool turbo street car, just something
Yeah,
to play around in.
yeah.
Still, put AC and all that stuff in it, just something to get in and go cruise.
Right, right. Kind of. I mean, it. You kind of build that, 10-0 ish.
Yeah.
Like, it's still fun. It'll dust off nearly anything on the road, but
Yep.
you could still get in it and go drive it 300 or 400 miles and comfortable enough, and throw the old lady and the kid in there and
Oh yeah,
turn some
yeah.
heads, turn some tires, have a good time.
Some,
That's
and maybe something for her to drive along in race week because she enjoys it too. So
yeah, hell
it's
yeah,
something she can, kind of like Royce does with his wife with the truck, you know,
yep,
something like that. So
I like it. Hell yeah. Did we just become best friends?
yeah, I
We might
think
have
we've
just
been
become
best
best
friends.
friends. Shit. Nice, man. Um, my last one, and I like to hit everyone with this as we finish, and it's kind of like it's a good one for folks that haven't done any of these before, but never done a drag and drive. What advice do you have for a newbie?
For a newbie, just go to have fun. Don't worry about all the. I think some people get lost in the social media of things and stuff like that. Um, don't worry about others. Just go and race your race and race yourself and have fun. You know, that's the main goal at the end of the day. Just you get to meet new people, you get to meet very cool people, unique people that you've never came across before, and so that's probably my advice to people. Just go have fun.
Yeah, hell yeah, and I mean you figure the places you've seen and the tracks that you've seen and the people that you've met that like for me it was these were people that were in Hot Rod Magazine, like these are like famous people, and then
Yeah,
all of a sudden you're rubbing elbows with these like, dude, you're Larry Larson. He's like, yeah, great, can you give me a ride back to my truck?
yeah,
Like, appreciate you, but let's go, man. So that for me that's so much of this world, this family that you kind of put yourself into because you've done it.
yeah,
For a lot of people, I tell them it's nothing like I felt outside of the military because everyone's been through the same sort of start. Like you've been through basic training. Basic training's finishing one of these things, and if you've done it, you're in that fraternity, and it's a very cool deal. And all of a sudden, you have friends coast to coast and even across some oceans there, like Tom Bagley, who's jumping in. So yeah,
yeah.
dude, I think it's so cool.
Yeah, like I said, I think your main goal of race week is, and like I said, you can get lost in that stuff real quick. Um, just go for the fun of it. Don't go for you know to win. Just go to finish your race and live up to your own standards. And that'd be my advice for that.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yes.
So,
Um, well, without any other questions, dude, we're rocking 1 hour. It went
yep,
like that.
yep. Went quick.
Pretty wild, isn't it?
Yep.
But that said, if anyone else has any other questions, pop them up here in the comments. I am going to be back next Tuesday, my normal sort of time frame, on the 23rd, 7 o'clock. I got Danny Diesel, Daniel Green. He's building the sport bike motor in that three-wheeled Cushman. So I'm going to have him on next Tuesday, right before sick week, and then I'm going to be at sick week. So nothing coming the following week on the, I believe, 30th. And then I'll be back the following week after that, and that's going to be in February sometime. I don't have the calendar in front of me. Hold on one second. It will be the 6th. So I will be on the 23rd, off the 30th, and back on the 6th. No, don't know who I'm going to have on for the 6th, but Jaycobe, dude, thank you so
Yeah.
much. This has
I
been
appreciate it.
super fun.
I was ready for my turn. I've been waiting.
Hell yeah, dude. I know. And it was Sleeper told me like, what am I not cool enough to be on this?
Yeah.
But
So,
but no,
uh,
I'm happy you were able to be a part of it, and it was super good to hear your story. And like Jason Acton from War Performance says, good show, dude. This was a
yeah.
good one.
I want to thank Carl Steamy. He just messaged me for stickers, so you know, appreciate that. And
Hell
uh,
yeah, dude.
I want to thank all y'all. You Adam for doing what you do, Matt and June for doing what they do. Just everybody that does, what they can do, and so just thanks to everybody.
Yeah, dude, it's a pleasure. It's super cool to be able to be a part of this and help kind of put this on
It
to
is
our friends and our family and stuff. And I know it was not too long ago, 21 maybe. You couldn't show up for race week, but you were there.
Yep,
You were there in your truck and you were supporting. And dude, that stuff doesn't go unnoticed. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's a very cool deal that you and your dad showed up and supported that. So very
yep,
very cool. You guys and the community itself is super cool, and the people that are in it are all a pleasure, and you are you guys are no exception. So
for sure. Appreciate it.
awesome. Dude, I'm going to bring you in the background real quick. I'm going to do a quick sign off, and then I'll bring you back on and tell you good night.
All right, thank you.
Awesome, man.
See you guys.
Dude, see you guys. Thank you so much, Jacob. Dude, how cool was that? Jacob Kronk started in this stuff when his dad got his car when he was 14 years old. And that's when he knew he was going to be poor the rest of his life. And that sucks for him. But cool for us to check it out and to go through the history of the old C10 square body truck that he calls a silverback C10. No doubt he will have some more merch and stuff out. He had some silverback C10 shirts earlier that were super cool. So once he kind of gets that stuff rolling up, make sure you check him out and make sure you pick up some of that merch. But that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in here. Aside from the NFL, like doing pretty good. I got tens and tens of viewers out here. So that's awesome. Thank you guys so much. Having a mango cart to finish up my night, and I'm going to go finish up some NFL myself. So you guys, episode 30 of That's Cool Drink. We are